Okay. In we go. 132 dollary dues. Yeah. Okay, we have to take elites. Comma several. So we go here and then we decide if we're taking 2 or 3. Huh? All right. Let's see how strong we are. I posit strong? But notably, not so strong that we're actually consistently able to not take damage in fights. So, thankful on this blessed day for self-repair. Once we start drawing our bias cognitions, you're really in for some trouble. Shelled Parasite, if that is your real name. Equilibrium is most of the block we need. And then we self-repair. And then next turn, we bias cognition, self-repair. Yes, it's all coming together now. Plus 9 focus. 11 blanc. We have a melter. Okay. It's working. Marcy says, when you say plus 9 focus, suddenly it seems very strong. Yeah, it is very strong. Live! Live! I need you alive. Thank you. Now you may die. Farewell. Full heal in a shelled parasite fight on 3 energy. It's really real, Dave. Okay, I took a cool-headed plus. It said plus on it. So I liked it. So I took it. I made 100 thou. And I also freaked it. You should know this. I feel like I'm just supposed to chill cool-headed Storm Bias Cog here and just evoke them all at the +5, right? Normal evocation for 5. Instead, it's 10. That's 30 block, though. That's so much. Maybe it's chill Storm Bias Cog, evoke 2 of them for the 20, and then just cool-headed at the close. That seems fine. It's okay. We don't need to self-repair if we don't take damage. Right? Consider this. I'm liking this equilibrium, actually. That equilibrium was a huge pickup. If I just Tempest, do I win? Are they going to steal my money? If I Tempest and they don't hit this mugger, it's going to make me upset. What are the odds of that? Make 4 lightning, evoke 2, and then hit with 4? We only need 2 of those 6 hits to make contact for this mugger to be dead? That being said, we're very safe here to just like Melter, Compile Driver, Cold Snap, right? And then we don't have to take any chances. But it does make us a little sad. Admittedly. No risk, maximum reward. The old adage. I pass 20 life back to Silent, who revives. Wow, is that a real focus pot? That's kind of dank. You know, with no energy, Recursion Plus is really not atrocious. Like, we have to spend all of our energy playing powers. And given that we have 2 Biased Cognition, Recursion Plus has some real value written on it. I mean, it's frequently like 10 damage or 10 block. 15 damage or 10 block. I mean, it's real. It's real. Chaos Plus, trouble is, we don't get many upgrades in this act on my chosen path, right? In my ideal path, we actually only get to upgrade twice. And so I don't really want to pick up Chaos, given that we already are planning to upgrade Biased Cognition, and honestly, maybe the Zap. But Chaos Plus is very good. Yeah, this is the rare kind of dank recursion, I think. And it lets us keep cycling orbs while we're filling Inserter. Gives us a little bit more. Whew. Okay. I think we might remove dual cast. For real. Dual cast has a distinct problem, which is that it is sometimes useless on turn 1 with Inserter. We don't have Bag of Prep, and by the time that it's doing a lot of things, we've probably won the fight anyway because we've played Biased Cognition. Isn't dual cast a better block? By the time dual cast is a better block, I think we've got block covered. Whereas Defend sometimes block when we don't have Frost, which does happen. Truth is, we're probably removing it all, eventually. But right now, there are still turns where we're playing a Defend. Maybe now that we've added Cool-Headed, that's much less likely, right? And we do have Chill Plus. Okay, no, with Chill Plus... No, you're right. You're right. Chill Plus is this is the missing ingredient, isn't it? We have an innate Frost Orb. Okay, so then it's back to considering Zap removal or Defend removal. I really don't want to dual cast my Frost. Everything we remove at this point, like we're removing everything but our core deck anyway, so we should just remove things that make us the best at taking elite fights. And actually, Zap is still relevant to being able to close elite fights, right? So I actually feel okay about the Defend removal now that we've picked up a Cool-Headed Plus. And the Recursion. That being said, we're getting pretty close to not having enough block density in the deck. Makes me a little worried. Yeah, that's part of the problem, right, Fractal? It's not clear that removing the Frost Orb is actually that good for us. Cards are we looking for in the future? Energy? Consume? Energy? The Tempest is actually a real burst potential too, right? We start taking energy so that we can actually afford to play everything in our deck, and then this gives us a real way to close off fights. I definitely don't think that we're planning to pick up any Dark Orbs soon. We just have to think about our ability to reach new damage thresholds. It's no longer about getting to 50, now it's about getting to 100 and 150. The game has changed, as it were. Wow. That's so hype. We can full block on this turn? That's dank. I don't even have to use a potion. Look at that. Does deck want a Ball Lightning? I don't think so, because powers are Ball Lightnings for us right now. Oh, sorry. I had to digest 50 gifted subs. Cheesy Bob. That one's going to be tough to pass. Thank you so much for the ludicrously generous 50 gift subs. It's incredible. Thank you. I really appreciate it. Community appreciates it, I'm sure. And all of the lucky recipients will hopefully appreciate, in my humble opinion, the fairly dank emotes. Thank you. Seriously, that's super kind. It's a time for celebration. Bebsy's on vacation. It's good days. It's good days. Thank you. Filled your taxes today? I never in my life thought that tax refunds would come back to my Twitch stream. That's brilliant. Hey, it's that time of year. You know what? I need to hear from my CPA. Are we doing hype train things? You can. Srab, thanks for the 1,000 bits. That's very kind of you. Thanks, Cheesy Bob. Congrats. Lucky recipients. You hit like 1 million regulars in there, dog. Somehow you managed to give 50 subs and also hit 1 million regulars, so... Truly, the power is overwhelming. It's a party. Okay. Surely we're playing Biased Cognition. This is known, Khaleesi. Does it manage to get us to enough blanc? That's the trouble, ain't it? There's a world where we Biased Cognition compile driver, and then question mark, another Biased Cognition? And then there's always Tempest at the end of the turn. If we self-repair, we can afford to take 10 more damage. Since we are on full, we're currently taking 31. That's pretty rough. Biased Cog manages to increase our block by 8 right now. There's a dual cast line or something. Either way, we're doing it. You love to see it? Okay, there's most of the block, and then the fight will be done before the enemy can figure out that they're actually starting to hurt me. That is the plan. Okay. GG. Fight's done. Nice. You're already subbed, Demento. Jonk. Go for the eyes. Weak is so hot. But it so does not contribute to the next gauntlet of fights. And it's not really clear that we're going to be able to strip Artifact by the time we get to the end game, is it? I like the skip here quite a bit. You can see that when we draw Biased Cognition, we win fights overwhelmingly, and when we don't, we start to take damage. Yeah, and you know, this is Bronze Automaton, right? The one end of Act 2 boss that actually has Artifact, and we can't really deal with that. And we probably don't want to take cards to deal with that. We probably just want to get even more powerful with the orbs. Heliquid said, I haven't watched a lot of Defect, didn't realize it could go like this, having 4 relics and actually being strong. Yes. It do be like that sometimes. We could have 5 relics. Pucker up, big boy. Put your shoes on. Now I'm good. Well, we'll get relics soon. Skymarker, thanks so much for that Twitch Prime in 6 months, half a year. Almost hype train. That's such a weird statement. All right. We have to defeat enemies now. Let's explore our options. Do we need to use any potions? Real question. We're gonna have to deal with a double block next turn. It's totally possible that this is the best place to use a focus pot. We convincingly block turn 1, But then do we manage to blitz down enough damage to win the fight? HPG, thank you so much for the gifted sub. Metatron, thanks so much for the 100 bits. And Skymarker, thanks for 200 more. I appreciate you all greatly. Thank you. How the heck did it immediately go to level 5? Probably because it started with 50 gift subs, is my guess. Twitch was just not prepared. Simply not ready. Renzo, thanks for the 100 biddies. You're all too kind. Okay, now I have to turn that financial consideration into defective focus. Toasted Zergling, thanks for the 100 bits. Thank you. Okay, focus mode. Literally, I think this might be focus potion. Our potion chance is pretty high. In most fights, like, focus potion is great. It's the kind of potion that you could consider holding to the heart, but right now I think that's a mistake. I think that this may be the fight at which, especially with this docile of an opening, we are most vulnerable, and playing a focus potion right now substantially increases our output and block on turn 2. It just makes this much more convincing. We're able to take advantage of a potion that drops. We're going to be fine in this hallway fight, and then we're picking up more potions for more leads, right? Like, what better time than now, other than literally holding this all the way to Bronze Automaton or the Heart? And surely we can find a solution for Bronze Automaton, because we're not that far off from just being able to burst 300 damage. We're close. We basically did that against Guardian. Metatron, thanks for the 100 bits, says, Teak, do you ever think of yourself as a digital edge busker? I think about myself as that every single day. I wake up and I open my electronic guitar case and I put in my digital bits and I go stand up on my computerized soapbox and talk about my great video game arts. Every day I think this. Shopkeeper Cat, thanks for the bits. Unjust Banana, thanks for the 100 bits. Panther, thanks for the 100 bits. And Italian Radio, thank you so much for the 1,000 bits. You're all too generous. Thank you. This is the most bits I've seen in a long time. They kind of fell out of fashion for a while. Are they doing, like, is Twitch doing like a little push for bits, or is it just everybody's feeling a little bit like? Reginus, thank you so much for the generous 1,000 bits. Says, here's the other 1,000 that was supposed to be part of the start of stream message. Oh, thank you. And Faley, thanks for the 222. A lucky number, I'm sure. Maybe. Oh, you can do surveys for bits again? Oh, okay. Yeah, I like this focus potion a lot, I think. Having considered it deeply. This is so weird. Oh, we'll figure it out next turn. Miniman's Heart, thank you so much for the 5 gifted subs. Renzo, thanks for the 95 bits. You're all awesome. Thank you. Yeah, you know what? Melter will save us quite a bit of damage here, won't it? 2 potions. Wow. Nice. Okay. We used 2 potions in this fight, but I don't regret it in the slightest. You know what else I don't regret? 5,000 bits. J-Merc, thank you so much for the 5,000 bits. You found literally the only thing on my stream that makes noise. So thank you. Amento, thank you so much for the 10 gifted subs. Shopkeeper Cat, thank you so much for the gifted sub. You are all freaking me out. What is going on? What is in the air? It's tax season and you've all been refunded? ¿Qué pasó? Tu shot? Thank you. 1 bias, please. Any minute now. Chat's popping off, no lie. Thank you. Thank you so much. Okay, real talk, I kind of like the EQ here. Like, EQ self-repair and then next turn bias and just poosh. Choo-choo indeed. Thank you all so much for the super generous hype train. For real. And Quasi on the way out. Thanks for the gifted sub. Thank you. Did I get an emote? I got an emote. I got... Hype Awe? I can't see it. What is it? I think it's a little pigeon. Well, that's kind of cool. That's the first time in my life I've thought of awe and pigeon in the same sentence. So this was a special thing that Twitch has given me today. Thank you, Twitch. No, thank you, Twitch chat. It's so little, man. I had to magnify to like 200% in order to see that bad boy. Thanks, Matt Warbuckle. All right, shall we win? Let's win. Wait, don't. Really? Did you see that? Did you witness this? Okay. But wait. Don't do it. Maybe we didn't need to use all those potions, huh? Food for thought. Oh yeah, didn't we die in this fight? That is revenge. With that much life, we really should have saved some pots. We could have afforded to take quite a bit of damage there with no trouble. But I don't mind it too much. I mean, I probably am always using one of them. It's just a question of which one. And maybe the right answer was just to use the vulnerable pot right away. Hell, a vulnerable pot might even be better in the Tri-Slavers fights, right? So I don't even think it was unreasonable. Man, overclock? I really wish it were upgraded. This feels skippy. I don't even think we play the chill here. Does Anchor seal the deal on removing dual cast? I'm thinking about it pretty hard, right? Trying to get up maximum damage here, since the clock is ticking down, as it were. If I Tempest, do I kill one? And if I don't, what does it cost me? 33 life. I wonder if this was supposed to be cool-headed, self-repair, Tempest. Doesn't quite get there, does it? We could cold snap cool-headed instead of the Tempest, or Tempest right at the end. And then that's quite a bit of block. We're still at 5 focus, base of 2 up to 7, 7, 14, and then instead of 33, we're taking 19, which we fully heal, and we should be finishing the fight soon afterwards. Far from the end of the world. Pretty safe. Whereas I think Tempest can backfire here. We evoke 3 orbs, 13, 29, or sorry, 13, 26, 39. And then plus another evocation of 4 individual hits of 8s. I mean, oh, how bad can it go, right? 26 here, 26 here, 26 here rather, 13 here. It's totally possible that nobody dies. Yeah. It's totally possible that nobody dies. And then we take unhealable damage. Whereas if we do this, we're just going to win. Yeah. Safe. Wow, y'all are really getting along. Get out. Okay, yeah, it was fine to use the potions. We now have a liquid memories. Man, All for One can be so sweet. And if we do keep and upgrade Zap and Dual Cast, we can, like, be recurring all of these free orb cards. It's also a rare card that wouldn't kill us to be removed in that event in the next act. Wow, the rest of our act is really sick, too. If this loop were upgraded, I probably would have already clicked on it. It's another power, which means it's another lightning orb. It's taking more advantage of all that sweet focus we're getting out of Biased Cognition, and hell, it's also pretty importantly gonna let us set up even harder to scale some block through Frost. This kind of looks like the Everything Orbs line, which is not always correct, but it sure feels that way right now, huh? I just deeply wish it were upgraded. But how many upgrades do we really have, right? Bias Cog and a loop, and that's the rest of our act? That's pretty perfect. Okay. Take it. The loop ain't bad. All right, Stinky Book. Let's see what you got. We found one of our Bias Cog on turn 1. Pretty sweet. We also found Chill on turn 1, which means we've got a full block. Chill probably wants to go in the front. Pretty good turn. Full block, which avoids some wounds, which really matter. Our deck is quite small, especially after the redraw. I don't despise the EQ here. 16 plus 10 more, 26 block out of needed 21, but then we're able to hold a bunch of really relevant cards, including maybe a Tempest for a push next turn with the other Bias Cog. We do need to complete the fight, right? That's kind of important. Yeah, the other Bias Cog. We want that. Seven, 8, 15, 18. Hologram, recursion, cold snap. I think we're just going to take a little bit of damage here. It's not a big deal with self-repair, and we probably should focus on maximizing output. Hey, we have Tempest and stuff too, huh? Maybe we're looping some Frost next turn, and then after that we're going full in. I don't mind that. Okay. Right. Take 3. Not a huge deal. Play the other Biased Cognition this turn. Loop to Frost. 35. Big damage number. Admittedly. But from here, we should confidently kill, and then we get a full heal off of our double self-repair, right? So no problem. Let me talk about karma. What happened in that silent run wasn't right. And frankly, what happened to us in Act 1 wasn't right either. But we now have Egg. Now, what cards do we have left to pick up? Consume, a skill. Cool-headed, a skill. Turbo, double energy, aggregate, maybe, a skill. Recycle, maybe, really, a skill. The majority of what is left, oh, even chaos, that makes us quite strong within our circumstance, they skills, baby. And now all of our skills are upgraded, so that's pretty sweet. It's not too late. We only have 19 cards in the deck. We are going to take more cards. Like, Tiki, no! You can't just... I mean, I think you take the first consume here over the turbo. Especially given that we're about to just absolutely leap into the Bronze Automaton fight. Don't make it so obvious that you're cheating, Teak. Yeah, that's fair. Listen, if I were cheating, why would I lose so hard in that last run? Yeah, you take the consume plus here. I mean, it's nuts. But now we really have energy problems. I mean, like, it's hard to turn down this turbo. If I could take both, like, click real fast, you know, I would do it. But can't click that fast. You just gotta do it, right, Square? I mean, you have to. Feels very reasonable to drop Dex Potion here for the Fear Potion. That actually might improve our fight against Tri-Slavers. Kunai? Question mark? What's up, slammers? Oh! Turn 1 Cag. If that ain't my good bud Biased Cog in all his glory. More like Kuno. We just wear it because it looks nice. Panacea also nice. Panacea's nuts. Yes. Upgraded Panacea would be so good. I mean, like, we pretty much full block, right? If we storm Biased Cog, chill cool-headed, 7, 14, 21, plus the evoked one, 31, 13, 27, 34. It's almost a full block on this turn, and then we've got plenty of frost next turn. And we will have pushed out just a little bit of damage. Is it ever not cool-headed, though? What if it's chill, storm, Biased Cog, zap? Evoke 2 of them. 10, 20, 27 out of 34. And go the pure high-octane maximum damage path? Means we have less block at the start of next turn, but lots of options to push out a kill against one of them. Yeah. Feels like sitting on Frost Orbs is a little bit lower variance, especially considering as we start to make more orbs, we'll then naturally evoke them. And we do have Liquid Memories and or Fear Potion to push out more damage if need be. The trouble with playing the cool-headed in particular is that it would be kind of sad to draw the other Biased Cog. But I don't think that we get to not play Storm. Like, without Storm, we lose quite a lot of our damage. Nah. I think it's high octane. I think it's high octane, I really do. Wait, we can split the difference, right? We've got self-repair. We don't have to be purely high octane. Yeah. We just don't play this cool-headed. That's really what it comes down to. Right, block for 21, take a little bit of damage, but when we play our... or 31, rather. But when we play our self-repairs, we're Gucci. Gucci. Kyo! Surely it's correct to just do so much damage. Right here, we would block for 16. But this way, we actually start killing things. What's up, Mustard Fist? Yo, Mustard Fist, thanks for the Twitch Prime, boss. Lucky number 13. Does Consume Biased Cog make us win right now? Consume is +3 focus up to 5. +3 is putting these all at 8, and the evocation to 13. We Biased Cog, that gives us 4 more. Evocations up to 17. 1 evokes, and then we've got +7 damage on the remaining 4. They're doing 12 each. Surely this kills the crab. War Paint and a Strength Pot. Chill down. Do we really need 2 copies of Chill? That seems gratuitous. I think I'm good. What's War Paint gonna hit? A Defend, a Dual Cast, a Hologram, a Zap? That's actually kind of hot, right? Dual Cast and or Zap being 0 cost, given all of the trouble that we're having to actually play cards, it's pretty sweet. Zap Holo, I'm cool with it. I really am. And Hologram with the Consume is the kind of thing that we could do some looping of, although frankly, the deck's so small, we'll just draw back into it. Is there a downside to second Chill, though? Innate cards take up hand slots, right? If you have 3 innate cards and 5 draw on turn 1, then 3 of your 5 cards will be the innate cards, which prevents you from, as an example, getting to Biased Cognition. So there's a very real downside to getting another innate card in this deck right now. Teak, where did all your cards go? I left them in the old Teak. the other Teak, the one who wouldn't win this run. Previous Teak. Yeah, I mean, at least this strips artifact, right? 208 gold seems like a good time to go to a Schnur. And then take a couple events, and I like events because we could get thwack. Ha ha! Wow, bro. Ooh. Listen, you want some freaking consistency? Wow. Certainly this Seek Plus is better than a remove. Hard to not buy Turbo given how much we said we wanted some energy. But if we take Seek Plus right now on 21 cards with 2 freaking Biased Cognitions, we will not struggle on any hallway fights, including elites, for the rest of the run. Maybe Giant Head. That's pretty good. It's too good to pass up, y'all. It's just too strong. It's just too strong because we're getting to the point to where when we do kind of have a whiff, it could cost us 40, 50 life. We can't really afford whiffs. And this allows us to keep taking these ludicrously dangerous paths to maximize value. It's just too strong. Seek Plus is definitely better than the remove. It was just a question of other options, right? Do you consider the Static Discharge? Do you consider the potions? Do you consider Chrysalis Plus? Hey! Hey! Damn you! Stinky man! Hey! Dude, I'm having such rough luck on question marks. They're all shops and fights. Where are my events? Bring back my events! Yes, it's true. If you have more than 5 innate cards, then you actually start to draw extra cards, right? If you can get up to 10 innate cards, then you'll know exactly what you draw on turn 1, and it's 10 innate cards. So that is true. And we've done it before in an Ascension 20 run. It's pretty sweet. Yeah, I thought about the Chrysalis, No Ducks. I really did. But the Seek is just like, we're approaching determinism, right? Goodbye, Data Disk. Hello. All this other stuff. We okay. It all right. I'm just clicking on... It's kind of arbitrary, to be honest. Like, this one... Maybe it's this one? Could be. Could be. Maybe it's this one. I like that one. It's a good one. This. Maybe it's that. Real talk, though, we are looking at 18 plus 16, 34 damage right now. We would take 9, so we do want to play the one self-repair, which means we want to kind of try to make sure that we actually draw it, which means I should stop playing cards. Why, though? You spurn me! I don't even despise this, specifically for Bronze Automaton. We could avoid playing Biased Cognition for a round, and just play Consume once or twice and build up Frost Orbs, and we will be undefeatable. Indefatigable. But do we even need the Doom and Gloom at that point, right? We're just going to build up Frost Orbs if we're playing that path. We're just going to build up Frost Orbs, and we can still kill with Lightning at the end. I think that this is bait. I don't think that that actually matters. But another recursion is actually mad tempting. Double recursion plus deck? In my Spire? This is sick. I like this a lot. I like this a lot. Our plan is to not play Biased Cog right away and to build up Frost Orbs and play Consumes. That's the plan. Plan fully online. Could have absolutely kept the chill around to be able to, as an example, hologram it to get even more frost value on this turn, but I don't think it's going to matter massively. Probably want to hologram the Consume, genuinely. Okay, so it's going to take one of these 3 cards. They always pick the rarest that they can from your draw first, if they can. Notably, curses are rarer than basics, so sometimes this can be good for you. Even against Awakened one, we're probably okay, because we do kind of like we're doing here and focus on Consume and stacking Frost. As long as we have an answer to make sure that the cultists don't kill us in the process, we should be fine. And our health is going to be so high with the double self-repair. We just have to make sure that we do not let our confidence... You know what they say. What's the narrator say? What's the ancestor say? It won't be slow and insidious if we play this overconfidently. It's gonna be fast. I'm gonna make sure at the end of this turn I maximize Frost while also taking advantage of my other options, but genuinely I think that this is just... Yeah, do we even care about them? We really don't. Want to make sure we get loop value. Simply not going to zap. Maybe 1 zap for the road. Cool. We now have 6 focus on turn 4 with a loop in hand, 1 in the bush. The recursion engine is working. It's beautiful. It's freaking beautiful. Wow. Okay, so now we need to push down these orbs. And then by the time they're dead, we can just start spamming lightning and we'll be fine. Seems like that's the line. I think I might want to get the self-repair out of the way, even so. Even though it could be a lightning orb soon, right now what it is a bad draw. Triumphant pride precipitates a dizzying fall. That's actually probably better here, Marcy Roll, that's true. Nice, Cemento, that's awesome. One more time. Next turn, we're getting hit by Hyper Beam. Are we ready for it? If we consume again, then we're getting to loop this front orb for 11 by 2 for 22 by itself. And then what's our draw look like? I mean, it's not bad. And we maybe hit the first Biased Cog? I mean, it's pretty spicy, dude. Yeah. 9 focus. 9. Blizzard, honestly, would have been very acceptable here. Okay, we have to block 58, but we're already at 44 without having played any cards whatsoever. If we Cold Snap Equilibrium, that's an additional 11, 16, 44, 55, plus 16. Yeah, we full block. And then we could even zap if we want to start pushing some damage, and now seems like a pretty effective time to do so. I think it would be absolutely, totally reasonable to go Storm, Biased Cog, Self-Repair right now. But I also think that we don't need to do that. We just simply don't. If I Recursion, Zap, Cold Snap, I've pushed 3 orbs. Let's play out another self-repair too. Keep looping this Frost. Yes. My potions are too strong for you, Traveler. Feels like a cromulent time to actually recurse and put a lightning in the front. If I consume Hologram Recursion and play it, that's an additional 17 block right here, and then 20, sorry. Oh yeah, it's just, I mean, it's just ridiculous, right? We only need to block for what? 40, 48, 56? Yeah. Okay. Now I can win. The plan from here is that we click on the cards. All of them. Whichever one we feel like, at whatever point we feel like it. One more round of blocking. It begins. You will accept your defeat now, humbly. Perish. Wah! GG. Considering what our Act 1 looked like, what a trip. Not close. None of the Act 2 bosses would have been. But the consume was key there for being able to be so confident. It really was. Otherwise, it would have been some super desperate timing of Biased Cog and taking a bunch of damage and going down to 15 and making it out. We leave Act 2 with max HP. Like, how could I have taken more risks than the triple elite no fires path? We could not have taken a riskier path. There simply was no way for us to get stronger than we did. Other than just becoming more lucky, right? Having more events be events. Yeah, we totally could have won that without the 2 upgraded Biased Cog, right? That's wild. Three. This is, at this point, it's becoming actual problems, as noted before, for Awakened One. But even there, it might just be you play the 3 Biased Cog and go ahead and win, right? Like, it might be enough. Electrodynamics, electro. Is it bait? So, Electro trivializes almost every single hallway fight, but aren't they already pretty trivial with this deck? What does it do that matters? What it does that matters is cost 2. It's good for the Act 4 elites in theory, true. Although I think our burst is pretty high already. Getting 2 Biased Cog was nice, Teak. Why not 3? All for 1 with 2 recursion? Now that is an interesting idea. Zap, zap, recursion. All of a sudden, all for 1 is a really, really dynamic card. It's bringing back damage or block depending on your situation. This all for 1 is not nothing. Yeah, the thing about electrodynamics is that I'm trying to figure out what fight it meaningfully improves our odds against. There's a chance that it helps us against Repto, but we have so much health that we can afford to endure bad draws and survive them. And so I'm not really convinced we need electrodynamics against Reptomancer. It doesn't really help us against Giant Head, who's arguably the only one I'm worried about. It makes us arguably worse against Awaken One, probably better against Donu Deka. I'm really wondering if this is all for 1. Darklings can give you the old 45 damage turn 2. It's pretty hard for them to do that with the Chill Plus in the deck. But yes, yeah, I mean, they'll try. They will try. Yeah, I think basically we need to decide how much electrodynamics helps us against Repto, against Donu Deka, and the Act 4 elites. If it's enough, we take it. But all for 1 actually also helps us with Repto somewhat considerably because it's another attack. You know what it is, though? It's also 2 cost, y'all. We need energy. This might be skip. This might be skip. That's so gross. We don't have any energy? Surely another Biased Cognition is better than skip. Surely. Surely. Like, in the event that I'm actually going to skip here, All for 1 is just a genuinely good card. I think a lot of people think of All for 1 as a meme card, but it really has a lot of utility. Deck feels really snappy, exactly. If we knew we were going to get Panacea, then you just keep taking Biased Cognition. With Consume as another bias good, you can decide what your path is, right? And the deck is tight enough that we're not having a ton of draw problems, although I would like more draw. Well, we have to get stronger, right? I mean, this deck does not consistently get to and through the Act 4 heart, Renzo. So you still have to take more power. It's all balance. It's true, we're very likely to pick up an energy relic here. That's a good point. We're very likely to pick up energy. Although I do wish I had Coffee Dripper, but the Astrolabe was so hot. Damn. Would I ever really skip an all-for-one of Biased Cog and Electrodynamics? Twitch chat, that's madness. Absolutely madness. Wow. Ooh. So Snecko is interesting because we have a consume that we want to draw and play. If we had taken all for one hologram becomes a potential infinite. But surely this is just Runic Dome, right? We don't actually care what turns enemies do what, with the exception of maybe the heart where it really could hurt us. But then so does the Philo Stone, right? At that point. And against every hallway fight, we just don't care. So I'll take the 4th energy. Yeah, Schwer says having more bias has to be better versus the heart than not having it. Yes. Yes, it's just a matter of how much it hurts us. Like, having 3 bias cognitions to avoid in the Awakened one fight, that's a real problem. That is a real, actual problem. 123 is the amount of gold that I have in my pockets. We can potentially take 4 elites in this act. Is that madness? Yes. I think we should go to a shop, honestly, for the chance to see Panacea. Can we afford it? Yeah, maybe? Actually, can we? What is the cost of an uncommon colorless? They're like more expensive than the regular. So that actually might be, well, with the gold we should be fine, I think. Uncommon cards are 75 base, but then colorless is 20% more, and then it's also some percent more for being over A whatever. A16, 10%. So 20% over 75 is another 15. That's at 90. 10% more is 99, and then you've got your standard variants. Oh yeah, we can afford it, no problem. Okay. Yeah, Panacea might just be that strong for us. And that lets us use Biased Cog against the Awakened one, too. Like, pretty eagerly. I like this path. Worst case, we remove another card, and removals are still pretty hot for us. I do think I'm dropping Dual Cast at this point, but it still could be the other defend. Right, so Exploder's attacking, and Repulsor might be attacking, but I'm looking at Consume, Chill, Storm, so we should be fine. And we have 4 energy now. Would be so much better at this game if you could do math. Math is pretty good in this game, I'm not gonna lie. Math is pretty good in this game. Okay, don't want to wait forever, because if the Exploders explode, it's actually a problem. So let's be killing them. The enemies perish! We are victorious! Good fight? Another cool-headed? It's exactly what I asked for. How did you know? Wait, now I want it. Okay, no Panacea, no problem. Let's dunk a card. Ooh, what about buying a duplication potion? Ooh, yo, that's a solid pickup, though. We could carry that all the way to the heart. Is that better than a removal? We certainly do not need this Fear Potion. We can make this deck so tight, though. The Cool-Headed is so much better than Defend here. And at least Dual Cast is still an upgrade-ish. Esque. There's another Recursion Plus in the shop, too. That's so funny. Yeah, this is really tempting. This is a really good... This could be like a game-winning potion, actually. Fusion Plus feels like there's some way to go infinite with it. Oh, no. Oh, no. No, we just don't even need it in this deck, right? We produce so much focus and we do so many orb things. Surely I can avoid figuring out my 24-card infinite. We do have recursion, right? So it is really within reach. I'm gonna pretend I didn't think about that. At all. Red Mask for 43 gold. Don't mind if I do. Cheesy Bob, thanks for the gifted sub. Appreciate it. You don't have recycle, you're safe. Thank you. You're all right, Teak. You're fine. Loop the Frost next turn. Click. Click, click. 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 Ah! Do we want more slots? Hell yes. Sign me up. 12 cards? Oh, Boot Sequence Pain. Doubt. Claw. Zap. All for one. Now hold up 1 minute. I know I said no to it before, but like, dang it. I just want energy, yo. For real. One recycle in this bad boy. Probably double energy better. I mean, we have one extra energy that we got from Runic Dome, right? So we're doing all right. Okay, it's the giant head. Can we get away with turn 1 Biased Cognition? Or do we have to wait some small amount of time? I think that if we plan to double the consume, maybe even consider Liquid Memories. Honestly, this is a scary fight for us, so this might be the place to do it. Then we're not in a terrible place. Oh my. Okay, we're going in. Yikes. Choo-choo? As it were. Okay, here we go. I don't even think we get to play recursion here because we need to maximize damage. Now we have to either win or start blocking for some amount, which we can totally do. Like either of those things we can do, is the point. Next turn we can hollow recursion. Okay. Surely we can do 139 damage on this turn, right? Not so hard. Zap, hollow, zap. Worst case, liquid memories, hollow, zap. And that's already 39. And now we just need 100 more. We've spent 1 energy. What's consume do for us? Not enough. Oh, compile driver also gets us to more recursion. Okay, that's pretty spicy. Okay, so maybe we're blocking this 1 turn. Can we do that? Yeah, right. Yeah, probably. Only need to block for 50. We've got a chill in the draw. Cool-headed. Zap. Chill, and we've already got Frost in the front, and then we can either dual cast or recurse it. We've got a Cold Snap to play. 1 turn of block, 1 more turn of damage. Must I math it? There's also a world where we, like, liquid memories equilibrium or something, or even play the fear potion here and just push. Right? We're playing attacks. We'll get more value out of them because of the cycle. Either way, I think we're playing cool-headed, and we're making some block. Okay. So far, we have 31 block. If we were to hologram recursion, that provides no more. Hologram cool-headed gives us some, and then it cycles, and then we're not drawing into consume again, which ain't so bad. And we could draw back into the recursions or the zaps. Right? Hologram cool-headed compile driver, and we play even more free cards. Certainly feels like I don't need to use a potion here. I don't know why I'm trying so desperately to avoid doing any math on this fight. It's probably because it's kind of complicated. 40% damage already from slow. Jeez, man. Compile driver looking like 9, Melter looking like 14, Cold Snap looking like 8. If we Fear Potion, 9, 14, 23, 8, 31, plus this, in the order of 45, plus some of this stuff. I mean, it's close. It's really close. And it probably does keep us from needing to use liquid memories, actually. It's all free. If we Cold Snap now, that's 10 more block here for 20, plus an additional 28. We're at 48. That's plenty. And then we're looping Frost for next turn in case we need to stay 1 more, but really we want to just be winning. I mean, we want to close the fight. Which should be no problem. It's not a lot of damage. We've got the vulnerable up. Recursion, recursion. Gucci, Gucci. Okay. Fight solved. Captain's Wheel. 18 block on turn 3. Very cool. Wow. Skills look so good when they're green, man. I feel like Hologram might be better than Glacier here, and that sounds whack. But I think it's true. With 2 recursions, 2 cool-headeds, a compile driver, man, that hologram is genuinely really, really good. The tin block from Glacier is almost irrelevant. It's just about the 2 frost, and frankly, I would rather be cycling frost with cool-headeds at this point in the run. Did want energy? I just don't want fusion, but maybe I should be taking it. Fusion with all the recursions, it's real. I mean, it is real. And this one's free. We have recursion, hologram. We still have a dual cast in the deck. I mean, it's legit. And if we take fusion and then receive also recycle or madness, we really could go infinite, which is devastating. Strife, thank you so much for that tier 1 and 2 subs of year, of support, of years, of time, 24 months. That's 2 years of subbing, were the words I wanted. Thank you. Yeah. Maybe at some point I have to quit turning up my nose to fusion if I really want energy, right? No, it's legit. It's legit. If we had fusion in that fight, it would have been way more trivial. Notably, fusion is another thing that's not really helping us a ton against specifically Woke Bloke. Okay, yeah, Twitch chat, it's a lot of value. It is. That's Fusion Plus. We've got Loop, we've got Recursion, Hologram, Compile Driver. It's too good. It's too good. It just is. We're going to do it. Okay, the Maw is presumably attacking. We have to assume. Have you ever walked through a room but it was more like the room passed around you? I don't need these things. Another fusion? A Dorkness Plus? Is it too late for darkness? It's kind of hilarious with the recursions, actually. I mean, it really could scale a ton of damage. And you know what it might help us with? Solving Awakened one and Time Eater, right? Plus it makes our compile driver better. Yeah, sure. Take 1 darkness. Does darkness beat Awakened one? I think it does. I think it does. I think it does. Okay, we have to think about this fight. Probably. Another decent fight to use a potion on as well. This is sweet, though. Okay. One of the 2 cards is Biased Cog, and the question just becomes, what is the other one? We could actually take, say, Recursion here, or Dual Cast. I like the Recursion a lot, because then we just play a huge Tempest, right? I feel like maybe the order of that wasn't perfect, but it was probably fine. Hard to imagine it mattering much. It could. That could have been 25 damage. Could have been. I wonder if I want that compile driver right now. Hell, even hologram fusion. This was the fight where we were thinking about taking electrodynamics. So far, it feels like we made the right choice. Which one of you is the oldest? Oh god, I don't actually know. Nice. Nice. Big hit. The poor Spire, man. Okay, so now that we have Fusion, I picked up a Skim Plus for even more consistency. And now I really want to recycle. Big time. Somehow I knew that. Isn't it for, didn't he get it in like USC or something, Mustard Fist? Somewhere Cali. Okay. Or a Calcum? Actually matters sometimes, right? Like, when we're getting our Frost set up, that might be just 6 free block. In a somewhat consequential amount of the time, I think. So what I'm wondering right now is if we would rather go... Yeah, I mean, it's this way, right? We just take the 1 fire, and that means no upgrading capacitor yet, but that's not the end of the world. Initially, we were planning to take this double elites, but I actually think I'd like some events. Having now considered that events are just going to be regular hallway fights, maybe that's a mistake. But I kind of like having more chances to find a random shop to remove that dual cast as well. You know, lots of good things can happen for us. Cool. It was USC. Okay, cool. Fight's done? Cool. More cool-headed should make Woke Bloke even more manageable. Have you seen Cleric this run? Yeah, I think we saw Cleric early on. I think we saw Cleric, but I don't remember. That might have been the last run, to be honest. It's totally possible that we have not. Well, we might be taking some damage on this turn. It's okay, we'll heal it. Don't worry. We healed 20. What's happening? Yep. Advice, Colin? More hologram? Maybe I should have taken a second fusion. Okay. Giant head take 2, but this time we're even better than last time. This draw pot is like really tempting, right? Yeah, Werf. Will it be enough? Maybe this time I don't play the Biased Cog and I just try to outscale Giant Head. I feel like we're actually strong enough to do that. For real. Let's just try to make it to where Giant Head can't hurt us. Giant Head caps out at 100 damage. Attainable. Completely attainable. Good night, Shopkeeper Cat. $95. Where is that consume? Ahead. Okay. Bingo. 15 focus. Loop 2. What are we at now? 17 times 7? 17 times 7 is a big number. 17 times 5 is 85. Yeah, we cannot take damage. Congrats to us. Okay. Now what? Play all the powers. Yeah! All right, good fight. Our dreams, Teak. How are we going to kill the heart? It's going to be hard. Or no. Feels like Glacier is not the missing ingredient, but it might actually make Awakened one a lot smoother. And it does say plus. Darkness Recursion cycling the heart is kind of hilarious. It could work. We'd have to play that deck really carefully. This dual cast has got to go. It's just got to go. Kill the heart the same way we did this fight? Outscale it? Outscaling the heart is bold. I like that. That's the kind of passion that I can get behind. Thank you, Aeolus. I appreciate it. Felt like a hat day. What's happening? We can't have trouble, can't we? We're like ungodly strong. Surely we're fine. That's bait. That's bait. We just have to play it well. Attack Pot could actually be relevant for taking down the Act 4 elites. Having max health against the heart is a big part of how we're going to beat it. Oh. Okay. I don't need that max HP. All right, Twitch chat. Floor 49. All keyed up, going into Awakened one, and then 50-50 Time Eater versus Donu Deca. 67 max HP, 29 cards. Almost 100% upgraded. Minus a capacitor. Minus a Cold Snap, Compile Driver, and Melter, and that's literally it. It's looking like we took Mind Bloom. We recovered from a dastardly Act 1. Not free from here. I think that Awaken 1 is pretty solved. I feel good about the fight as long as I don't play it like a complete chump and as long as I don't let us die to the cultists. And then I feel pretty good about Time Eater. because Time Eater is going to look just like that giant head fight. That was partly what that was for, was to practice for Time Eater. And Donu Deka, frankly, I think we can just spam our abilities just like everything else. Act for Elites should be fine. We just have to make sure we don't choke out damage against the heart. I feel pretty confident about our ability to survive and to block, but we do still have to do 800 damage. And once we've played out all of our powers, we slow down massively in terms of producing new damage. And so yeah, it's actually possible that Darkness and Recursion becomes part of our strategy for taking down the heart.